Getting a breakfast burrito here in Amarillo. Yesterday was a good day. I had over 67 miles. It was pretty much all uphill. It was a side wind, slight tailwind or quartering wind, which helped a lot, but I had 5 horrible mileage days before that. I had a really short day because of cold rain, and then I took a day off because of cold rain, and then I had 3 days of horrendous headwind. Just didn't get much mileage. I won't get a whole lot today because I need to go to the shop. My axle right here fell apart, so the business side is still working fine, but I can't get it off, and I have a slow leak, so I have to pump it every day. And I lost a hand grip and a few other minor things, but we'll get that fixed and move onward. And look at that breakfast burrito for $5. That's a deal. Historic 6th Street in Amarillo. It's a pretty neat little street. Lots of old restaurants and antique stores and just places to buy stuff. It was nice. Well, the axle needs to be ordered, so I'm going to have that sent to Albuquerque. But here at Sun Adventure, they did install my grips. I have a whole bunch of CO2 cartridges to fill up my flat tire every day. And I have chamois butter. That's the awesome thing. If you don't know what chamois butter is, look it up. Well, looks like I can't get my bicycle back there. So you buy the spray paint there, and then you come down here and spray paint the Cadillacs. There they are. I'm not sure there's any metal left. I think they're just solid paint at this point. Sorry to Eric and Jamie, but that's the tradition here. Yeah. And just like everything on Cadillac Ranch, 5 minutes later, Bruce Bikes America is already obliterated. Just look how thick this paint is on here, it's just dripping everywhere. And there goes the sunset. I'll be doing some night riding with lights in about a half hour. It's the last little sliver of the sun. Gone in 20 seconds. I left the Cadillac Ranch about 6:50, and I have which is about 20 minutes before sunset. I still have about 2.5 hours to go. I wanted to get to Vega tonight. So I'm doing some night riding. Oh, there's a logo. So it's basically the frontage road right along the interstate. You can probably hear all the trucks going by. I thought they'd slow down by now, but it's pretty good road, and I should get there about 9:15, maybe 9:30. Headwind again tomorrow, and it's cool. It's a good road. There isn't much wind right now, so I'm just plugging along and having a couple hours of riding in the dark on this frontage road right next to the interstate. Started a little bit back. I had a deer run across maybe 25 feet in front of me inside the light beam here. That got my heart going more than the cycling did. He ran on and jumped over the barbed wire fence and disappeared. Good morning from Vega, Texas. I should be in New Mexico this morning. Headwinds have returned. I'm working hard and chugging along at 6.6 miles an hour.
Hi, I'm Guido from Germany. I'm traveling all the way from Chicago to Adrian. That's the middle of the Route 66. Yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoy it. The weather was always on my side. Yeah, have a good one. Have a safe trip.
Thank you. Only the second person I've met, so it's good to talk to Guido. He's from Germany. He's just here. He was trying to do the whole Route 66, but he actually got to Adrian, which is where I'm trying to get for breakfast, which is now going to be lunch. And he decided the wind is so heavy that he's turning around and going to go back there. He's going to take a bus from Amarillo to Flagstaff and then try to finish it from there. Guido was nervous about talking on camera, but Guido, you did great. It's interesting to me, there seems to be more interest in Route 66 among Europeans than among Americans. I have talked to people from Portland and Germany, just did Guido, England, France, Canada. I remember we had a foreign exchange student, Linus, from Sweden back years ago, and he really wanted to do Route 66. There seems to be a lot more interest among foreigners. We have a recent horse into the world. There's 3 horses protecting him. Randy Harris and Todd Kaplan both told me I have to eat at the Midpoint Café, which is halfway between Chicago and Santa Monica, although it isn't halfway for me because of my route from Delaware. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm here to eat. I might add, just as you go on 66, there aren't a whole lot of cars. The ones that are, there's a lot of classic cars, a lot of, oh, that one's from Iowa. There's a lot of convertibles, a lot of Corvettes, a lot of Mustangs, and 1 bicycle. 2, I saw one earlier. There's the apple pie at Midpoint Café. I didn't get a picture, but the burger was really good too. 14 miles into the wind, and it's a strong wind. Took over 3 hours, and the next site of anything, convenience store, campsite, anything is 40 miles. So today is going to be a short day here in Adrian, Texas. Much of the Texas landscape now looks like this, with flashing red lights, which are the windmills. I stayed at a hotel room last night in Adrian, Texas, and this is the Fabulous 40s Motel. It's an old-timey Route 66 motel. And here is the Bent Door Cafe. I guess you can figure out why they call it the Bent Door Cafe. It's been closed for a while. That is the Fabulous 40s Motel where I stayed last night, next to the Midpoint Cafe, next to the midpoint of Route 66, which is way past my midpoint because I started in Delaware. Onward. The windmills will show I have another headwind. Unfortunately, it's only 7 or 8 miles an hour as opposed to yesterday when it was over 20, which was brutal. Well, how's that for flat? There's nothing to see. There's a couple buildings way off in the distance there, and obviously windmills. Other than that, it's open flat land. I've been going along this frontage road behind me, and it looks like it continues on, but the adventure cycling map tells me to enter I-4, and so does my Garmin. So I don't know why they aren't having us go down that road, but I assume there's a reason. So it's time to hop on I-4, I guess. It has a 12-foot shoulder, which is, so it'll be smoother, just a lot more noise, which isn't always pleasant. Safety-wise, it's fine. It's a 12-foot shoulder, and there's plenty of room. I have a blinky light on, and I'm pretty easy to see. So I guess on to I-4. I'm gonna keep going on these cows, but there's tons of traffic going by, and those cows are just looking at the bicycle. There's the answer that I've probably been on I-40 for a mile and a half. The frontage road came and just ends right there. I could have taken this little dirt path and continued, but I'll just continue on I-40. Stop at the rest area. I don't think I've ever seen a private driveway off of an interstate, and it's on both sides, but I guess when you own the Bridwell Ranch, you get to do that. Pretty good riding. It's been a slow downhill. I've already lost 300 feet of elevation, which I'll have to make up, but it's been nice. First time on the trip, other than a brief time with Miguel and a brief time with Jenna, I turned on Pandora. I have some music playing in my helmet. It goes well with all this great scenery. Counting down to leave Texas and on to New Mexico, 7 miles. I said it's pretty safe on the road. The only thing I do worry about, and this sounds like a joke, is tires for my truck. This is not unusual. You can look at there is just tire debris the entire interstate, which you don't normally notice when you're in a car. On a bike, it never ends. But I hope one of these tires doesn't blow out right next to me. About a week ago, I talked about all the broken cargo straps, like this one here, and I said I'd seen hundreds of them, and I didn't want to exaggerate, so I'm picking up this one, and I said a while back I'm gonna go 5 miles and pick up all of the broken straps I see. Well, I've reduced that to a mile, and I haven't gone a quarter mile, but I will show you why I stopped and then only do it per mile very soon. It's the next video. Mile marker 4, am I glad to see you. I never thought you'd get here. And I'll show you all why soon. So those straps are on the road or right on the edge here. As you can see, there's tall grass right next to it, which I'm sure I missed over half of them in that grass. Texas is in the books. It is done. Yay! Next up is New Mexico, the land of enchantment. But Texas was good. It was headwinds all but 2 days. The 67 miles I rode into Amarillo were nice, and today has been pretty nice. It's still an 8-mile-an-hour headwind, but it sure beats the 20 plus I had all the other days. But I had a good time in Texas, and now it's onward. Welcome to New Mexico, the land of enchantment. I've been pretty blessed. I know a lot of people in a lot of different states, but I don't think I know anybody in New Mexico, so maybe that'll change, or it will change in the next week. I'm sure of that. So I've commented before that the only road booty has been cargo straps on the side of the road, and that these black ones break all the time, and that I've seen hundreds of them. And I wanted to make sure I wasn't exaggerating. So I said from the last 5 miles in Texas, I'll pick up all of them I see on the side of the road, not even counting the ones in the grass. So after a mile, I abandoned the project because I was stopping so often. This is in 1 mile between mile marker 5 and mile marker 4 of Texas on Interstate 40. 2, 3. 5, 26, 27, plus 1 broken bungee cord. So 27 broken black straps, 6 good black straps, and 1 broken bungee cord. That's all in 1 mile of Texas 40 between mile marker 4 and mile marker 5. So I'm not exaggerating when I say I've seen hundreds and hundreds of these on the road. Russell's truck stop in New Mexico, and I had no idea there's this nice car museum in the truck stop. And a whole bunch of old trucks too. Biggest kicks on 66. So I stayed on the interstate for about 4 miles into New Mexico, and now I'm off on a frontage road in New Mexico, Route 66. Don't worry, I haven't seen anybody on this road for a long time. Nobody to pass. This is a good reason to keep my tent zipped up at night. Route 66 has moved over to the south side of I-40, but it's pretty deserted. And off on the distance is a mountain which I believe is Tucumcari Mountain. I've been seeing it for a long time now, hour and a half probably, and I think it's still 20 miles away or more. It's nice smooth roads, nice smooth riding. Sheep over there. There's Tucumcari Mountain, and there's the sunset over the city of Tucumcari.